Aren't they like the first or the biggest Samoan rap crew all time?
Yep.
And didn't they do security for Eminem a little bit when M used to come out to the West Coast? Is that correct?
Yeah, he reached out. He was getting extorted by some Crips.
Who, Paul Rosenberg was, or
Eminem was getting extorted by some Crips.
Meaning that they're saying you can't come out here unless you pay us.
This is when I knew Eminem was real. He's like, I don't give a man. This is when I knew. I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real 50
LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah. Wow. Because, I mean, everybody be checking in. That's your favorite thing to do, check in with somebody that's gonna rob you.
The kind of artist who doesn't need to flex a gang affiliation to command respect. His reputation is built on pure skill, fearlessness, and an unmatched ability to dismantle anyone who comes at him, whether in rap battles, beefs, or real-life confrontations. From standing up to Suge Knight's crew to trading shots with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, Eminem has never been one to back down. While other rappers rely on entourages and street cred, M lets his lyrics and actions do the talking. So, while he may not fit the traditional gangster rapper mold, when it comes to handling pressure, Eminem has proven time and time again that he's one of the hardest in the game.
Him is non-confrontational. He's not a beef. He's not a real, he's not like the old Beanie Siegel, but he's from Detroit. He's from Detroit, man. He's from 8 Mile, bro. And I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago, we talked about all his. So, yeah, of course, M was rated.
And had a serious reputation for handling business. These weren't guys you wanted problems with. And Eminem knew exactly what he was doing by aligning himself with them. When the Crips tried to check him, M didn't fold. Instead, the Booyah tribe stepped in, making it clear that anyone trying to extort Eminem would have to deal with them first. Just like that, the situation flipped. What started as an attempt to press Eminem turned into the gangs realizing they had more to lose by pushing the issue. This wasn't the only time Eminem stood firm when faced with pressure, but it was a prime example of why he's one of the few rappers who never had to fake toughness. His respect in the industry doesn't come from gang ties. It comes from knowing how to move smart, stand his ground, and never let anyone dictate his next move.
You better check in. Imagine, I say I'm gangster. Crip. Straight up. Crip. Straight up. Crip. Sure.
The Sons of Samoa and other Samoan gangs have a long-standing reputation for being both fiercely loyal and incredibly dangerous when provoked. Their presence in Los Angeles and other major cities is no joke, and their deep-rooted sense of brotherhood makes them a formidable force. Eminem aligning himself with the Booyah tribe wasn't just a random connection. It was a strategic move that sent a clear message. The Crips quickly realized that pressing Eminem wasn't worth the risk, and just like that, the issue was dead before it even started. This situation highlights why Eminem has never been an easy target. He doesn't rely on a gang image, but when necessary, he knows how to move smart, surround himself with the right people, and make sure no one takes advantage of him.
Y'all got some gangster shit coming this Saturday, man.
What?
Monsta Ganja made it clear that the Booyah tribe had Eminem's back when things got heated. According to him, Paul Rosenberg reached out because some Crips were trying to extort Eminem, but the Booyah tribe wasn't having it. They stepped in and made sure no one dared press Eminem while he was in LA. As a show of gratitude, Eminem jumped on their track 911 alongside Be Real from Cypress Hill, creating a hard-hitting anthem that still holds weight today. This wasn't just a casual collab, it was a statement. It showed that Eminem wasn't about to bow to pressure, and he had serious muscle backing him if anyone tried. This situation just reinforces that despite not claiming a gang, Eminem has always moved strategically, making sure he wasn't an easy target in an industry where many get taken advantage of.
And didn't they do security for Eminem a little bit when M used to come out to the West Coast. Is that correct?
Yeah, Eminem was getting extorted by some Crips.
Meaning that they're saying you can't come out here unless you pay us, or...
If you listen closely to 911, you'll catch Eminem referencing his heavy-hitting Samoan backup. Everywhere we go, people know we roll deep as F. 40, 50 Samoans, they know when Debo was. This wasn't just a flex. He was making it clear that he had serious protection in LA. That might also explain why Eminem never seemed intimidated by Suge Knight, even though Suge had a reputation for being one of the most feared figures in the industry. In fact, one of the Booyah Tribe members even revealed in an interview that Suge himself was afraid of them. That speaks volumes, considering Suge was notorious for strong-arming artists and industry executives. But with the Booyah Tribe backing Eminem, he wasn't someone Suge could just bully. This situation only adds to Eminem's reputation for standing his ground. While he never claimed to be a gangster, he always made sure he wasn't an easy target, moving smart, aligning with the right people, and making it clear he wasn't to be messed with.
I always respected Eminem, 50, and that was with us. So Suge came, he had some Mexican. Now we from New York. You ain't never seen a nigga with a tattoo on his forehead. Just lights the cigar, and it's the about Suge. He light the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside.
The beef between Eminem and Suge Knight doesn't get talked about as much as it should, but it's one of those stories that highlights just how wild the music scene was back then. It all goes back to Dr. Dre leaving Death Row Records. When Dre signed Eminem and later brought 50 Cent into the fold, they essentially inherited his beef with Suge, and Suge, being who he was, wasn't about to let that slide. He tried messing with them on multiple occasions. One of the most infamous moments happened while 50 Cent was filming In Da Club. Out of nowhere, someone on set shouted, "Suge Knight is here." That single sentence sent the entire production into chaos. Suge didn't come alone. He rolled up with about 30 men, reportedly members of a Mexican gang. It was a classic intimidation move, but instead of backing down, 50A's camp stood their ground, and the situation didn't escalate into violence. This type of tension was common during that era, and Suge's presence alone was enough to shake up an entire production. But despite Suge's attempts to flex his power, Eminem and 50 weren't the type to fold under pressure.
This is when I knew Eminem was real. He's like, I don't give a man. This is when I knew, I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real. These niggas, 50 niggas outside.
It was a classic Suge move, rolling up deep, trying to intimidate everyone on set. This was how he operated, always pulling up unannounced, flexing his influence, and reminding people he was still a force in the industry. Amidst the chaos, Eminem was also present at the shoot, and true to form, he didn't back down. While others might have panicked or tried to defuse the situation, Eminem stood his ground, unfazed by Suge's attempts to rattle him. It was yet another moment that proved he wasn't just a lyrical powerhouse, but someone who refused to be bullied, no matter who was on the other side.
M was walking to his seat, I'm standing off to the side, and M was cut off on his way to his seat, and all these guys in red shirts surrounded him. And I'm looking at M's face, and I'm looking at these guys, I'm like, something ain't right.
Then there's the story from the 2001 Source Awards, a night that could have gone south real fast. Eminem was there performing with his group D12, and as with any major award show, the atmosphere was already tense. Normally, artists had their bodyguards close by, but that night, the rules required security to sit